Hello, McFlucky52 here, back with some more Outlaws of Thunder Junction action. Today we are playing a mono green Reanimator deck with some of the new cards. Now, how do you reanimate in mono green? The answer is we're playing Dollhouse of Horrors. I just really wanted to make a deck around this card, and so I kind of ended up stumbling into green and building a mono green deck around it. So we got Dollhouse of Horrors, this 5-mana artifact. You pay 1, exile, tap it and exile a creature card from your graveyard to create a token that's a copy of it, except it's a 0/0 construct that gets +1/+1 for each construct you control. That construct gains haste until end of turn. You can only activate this as a sorcery, so you have to do this on your turn during one of your 2 main phases. Okay, so we need creatures in our graveyard to reanimate. What are good creatures to reanimate? Well, Titan of Industry obviously is an amazing card to reanimate because you get its end of the battlefield triggers, which are all really strong, and you can make a 4/4 on top of getting a 1/1 artifact copy of Titan of Industry. We also have Vaultborn Tyrant, which is a new card here that when it enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life and draw a card, and whenever a creature power 4 or greater enters the battlefield under your control, you do the same. Also, if it dies and it isn't a token, so if you don't reanimate this and we're just ramp into hard casting it, we can play it out, and if it dies, it will make a copy of itself, and so you again get the ETB trigger where you gain 3 life and draw a card. So that's really strong. And this card is one of my favorite like top end cards, I guess, from the new set. It's just generically good creature if you're playing big stuffs. And so how do we get these creatures into our graveyard? Well, in green, your only real option here is milling. So we have a lot of cards that put cards into the graveyard, or mill cards into the graveyard. Aftermath Analyst. There's a lot of decks that are running around using this to ramp, and we're going to try and do the same thing in mono green. We're not playing any of the sack lands, but we have other ways to also fill our graveyard with cards like Seed of Hope. Mill 2 cards, you may put a permanent card from among the milled cards into your hand, you gain 2 life. So this is a turn 1 play. I can help to put like a creature or a land into your graveyard so that you can later reanimate it with Aftermath Analyst. Really cool thing with Aftermath Analyst is if you sacrifice it, you can go ahead and reoccur it with the Dollhouse of Horrors. Especially if your opponent, if you play out like an Aftermath Analyst on turn 2, if your opponent kills it, you'll be able to reanimate it with Dollhouse of Horrors, which is really cool. We're also playing 26 lands. Nope, I lied. At one point I was playing 26 lands. I don't know what has happened, but I guess I'm not playing 26 lands. But I've had pretty good luck in terms of milling over lands. In terms of milling over lands, we're playing Titania. Problem with mono green is you can get like burned to death before you really establish your board and play into your big creatures. So we have Titania, so whenever we're milling lands with Aftermath Analyst, Seed of Hope, Blossoming Tortoise, we'll go ahead and gain 2 life for each land that we put in our graveyard. We're playing 2 Argos so that we can potentially meld Titania into Titania Gaia Incarnate, or Gaia Incarnate, which is a pretty cool finisher, but that's not really the main reason we're playing it, or main reason it's in the deck. Not the main plan of the deck, rather. We also have Wrenn and Realmbreaker, just a 1/of that can give us card advantage using the -2 to go ahead and put things into our graveyard. If we get to the ultimate, that allows us to just kind of reoccur things from our graveyard as well. Spinewoods Armadillo, a new card, you can channel it to basically gain 3 life and tutor up a basic. So this is again gaining life and then setting up something that we can reanimate later on. Blossoming Tortoise, Rattleworm. So if we mill the Rattleworm, we can use the ability to go ahead and pay 2 mana and ramp. So that's also a game plan here. Let's go ahead and just hop into some games. All right. First game here. I would like to apologize for not posting anything in the past little while. I've been busy moving and then busy with other things. But I'm back. We're gaming. Too bad this isn't one of the... We're playing some deserts because the Rattleworm only allows you to tutor up deserts, and it also has flash if you control a desert. So. Opponent might be playing the Reanimator. deck. We'll grab the land for now. Can't believe we have so many like 1-drops, 2-drops, and everything, and somehow we are playing against an artifact deck. Interesting. Somehow we've managed to miss a turn of playing cards. We're gonna flash in the Rattleworm on their end step, I think is the plan. Could have played out the Aftermath Analyst. That is lucky. Only 2 of them. Love the art. The alt art. Looks pretty cool. I have a deck. So the original plan with the Dollhouse of Horrors is this makes constructs, right? It's +1/+1 for each artifact you control. This also turns your creatures into artifacts and also constructs. So I was planning to reanimate like big creatures and then trigger the Solemn Simulacrum, or the synthesizer, sorry, Solemn Synthesizer with it, but I had no luck, and so I kind of gave up on that idea. I do have a Simulacrum Synthesizer deck made up, so you can look forward to that. But it's definitely a little less. Do we swing in? I guess. Oh, they're willing to trade it. Okay, that's a good sign, because otherwise they could really start to stack up these constructs, and that would be bad. Okay, never mind. It's bad. Now they're gonna have 2 5/5s. Yowzer. That's a good card to see. But kind of need a ramp here. We're gonna hold them up as blockers and then sacrifice one of them. Grand Spider, we will actually take the you don't mind seeing some power stones go into our hands. Oh yeah, it triggers twice because they have 2. Yeah, this is pretty much game over because we just don't have any way to sweep up these things. We're playing mono green, the worst mono color in the game. But we'll see what we can do. Only 2 lands. Big sad. Alright. How much money do we have? We have 8. Part of me wants to play the Vaultborn, but part of me also wants to I don't think we can come back from this. If they have a counter spell here, we literally just die. Alright, destroy artifact and enchantment, create a form. Alright, yep, that's game. They can just swing in. We only have 1 blocker. Bit unfortunate we ended up matching up into like one of the one of the decks that can go bigger than green and faster. This is definitely not the best mono green deck. There is a list that I saw on Untapped that I kind of want to try out. That's like a positive win rate mono green list. Wow. Kind of whiffed on the lands a little. Fine. Bloodthirsty Adversary is hasty 3/3. Great. Great. Awesome. Cool. Yeah, we'll just hold the Aftermath Analyst to block the etchings. If it dies and the etchings exiles it, that is unfortunate. But that is the way that mono red goes. You can discard one of these to gain 3 life. They have definitely like a combat trick or a burn spell, but I kinda need to stop dying. Burn spell? They should have cast it beforehand. Nope. Okay, they literally had nothing. Cool. We have a chance. I'm gonna grab one of these so I can look at the top of my library. And then I'll just play it. We have 6 lands. That's pretty good. So that allows us to reoccur the Titan of Industry, but it is not a land. I think we'll be okay. No blocks. Or sorry, no attacks. End turn. We're gonna flash in the Rattleworm to we only have 1 land in our graveyard, so it's not really worth activating the Aftermath Analyst. Okay, they're completely tapped out, so we know that we can just flash in the Rattleworm without a concern in the world. I mean, yeah, just attack with everything. Or don't. Flash it in before blockers. You want to do it at the declare attacker step. And then block it up. Not bad, not bad. Alright, we can't play the Spinewoods Armadillo. Might want to channel it here, I'm not gonna lie. Just gain some life, find an extra land so that we then can use the Titan of Industry. And also get back the Titan of Industry from our graveyard if we do this. Well, we would do that probably anyways, but let's make sure we kill the etchings, block the Swiss Spear, I guess. Okay, I'll block one of the 1/1s. They probably want to kill the Rattleworm. Okay, they do. It's fine. We can get back a Titan of Industry, gain 5 life, and we're not gonna die to the damage. We'll let it go through. And then the following turn we can play another. We can make a gain 5 life, make a 4/4, and then the following turn we can do the same. So we'll actually have a real Titan of Industry. Veil, what do we got? I don't think we need another Aftermath Analyst. This one has done hardly anything for right now, but it's when you can reanimate them and mill more cards and kind of like rinse and repeat that, it gets really crazy. Titan of Industry, let's go ahead, gain ourselves some life, make a 4/4. We're gonna beat mono red. That was not exactly expected, but it happens. No attacks again. We will attack once we have cleared the... Nope, well, we cleared it. By clear it, I mean the initial threat of our opponent. Alright. Oh. Oh. I'm gonna cast the Seed of Hope because I kind of want to use it. Grab the land, make sure we're curving out. Lots of life gain. Or at least that's the thought with this deck. Is that we get life gain from Seed of Hope, but it also fulfills like our goals of get rid of spelunking. Interesting. Yikes, what a disgusting pile our opponent is playing. Okay. We will overcome it. I have faith. Not really. But we can dream. What are we looking at? Yeah, you can go to the graveyard. Play this. Mill. Lands to the grave. Next turn we can ramp 3. Sick. Please don't kill my analyst. Be kind of lame. I'm not going to block though. They probably will remove it after combat because it's smart to do this because then they force us not to block. Though actually it doesn't really make that much of a difference. Now that I think about it. Fine. But everything's fine. Alright, we're just going to pass the turn. Use the analyst to ramp. And then next turn we can play like Vaultborn Tyrant. And try and recover. Block the Shieldred. And then before damage, sacrifice this. Put 3 lands from our graveyard onto the battlefield. Yep. We have 7 mana. We'll have 8 mana. Good. And then we can start kind of reusing our graveyard here. And gaining life with our other cards. Play the Spinewoods if we want. That's scary. Blood Tide. Okay. Is Vaultborn Tyrant enough? We gotta draw. Hey. Oh, I like that. We'll play Vaultborn Tyrant first. Because presumably we can get it to live, and then next turn we'll be able to trigger it twice with the Titan of Industry. So I'm afraid we're getting overwhelmed here. We net 1 life through that card draw. Are we dead? 9, 10, 1 from Shieldred. Okay, it's close. We need to not take another damage. Okay, Shieldred. Why are they casting it? They don't have anything to prevent the legend rule here, so they should just put that to their hand. I feel like they have enough cards in hand that they could get away with it. We don't mind trading our Vaultborn Tyrant here. We're gonna draw another card, and it's gonna be after Shieldred dies. This seems like a massive misplay from our opponent. They should have just swung in with everything. Like this next turn, we're gonna get seriously out of control just by playing a Titan of Industry with this Vaultborn Tyrant down. Just play this. Go ahead. Gain 5 life, create a 4/4, I think. And that's gonna trigger Vaultborn Tyrant twice. I'm gonna draw some cards. I'll play a Aftermath Analyst and keep this party going. Alright. No attacks. We're now at like even life with our opponent. We have a reach blocker so we can stop the Deep Cavern Bat. We can stop like Gix from going off. We are at 6 cards in hand, so we're kind of matching our opponent at the moment. Go for the throat on the Titan. Okay. They'll probably still try and swing in with the Deep Cavern Bat. We get a Geological Praiser coming down. What are they going to hit? Deep Cavern Bat. So they can get rid of our other Titan of Industry, I guess. But I can just reanimate one with the Dollhouse. And gain some more life. And make another 4/4 to gain some more life. They get rid of what? The Tear of Sunder. Okay, interesting. Cut down the Analyst. Yeah, that kind of hurts, but I guess they want to just keep their Gix alive. Or they just hope to like sustain until we lose the game from milling ourselves out. We have 33 cards. They have 37 cards. Do I want to block the Trumpeting Carnosaur? I don't think it's worth. I have a Titan of Industry that I can use to trigger this Carnosaur twice, which seems really good. Do I want to put a shield counter on something? Sure. Make it a little less vulnerable to removal. Go ahead and ramp a little. I don't think Spinewoods Armadillo is quite what we're looking for, but we're gonna need to start attacking in eventually, but if I attack in with a Carnosaur, we kind of lose it. We have one in the grave, and we also have a Titan of Industry in the grave. This doesn't seem like the right play, but I feel like we kind of need to start swinging in, and I feel like the opponent is inclined to make mistakes when it comes to like blocking. I don't think they should be blocking here. They should just keep their wide board and swing in with the extra draw cards. But I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. They probably have like another Gix at this point. The Terra Sunder would be cool, but get rid of this. Now they don't have any large blockers. They could have removal for the Titan at this point, which wouldn't be too shocking, but Creature of the Schism. Okay. Creature of the Schism. Deep Cavern Bat. We have a lot of mana. How many lands do we have in our graveyard? 1, 2, 2. Not very impressive. Unfortunate. Play Argoth. I don't want a Seed of Hope and see what we hit. I don't know, grab Spelunking. Make too much of a difference. There's something in a grave. This. Oh yeah, I was gonna activate the Aftermath Analyst. Do we even have any lands? 1, 2, 3, 4 now. I don't know if we really care about more lands at this point. Grab Vaultborn or like a Titan. Might grab a Titan. Go ahead and make a 4/4. Put a shield counter on itself. Play the Wrenn.
I fight for every plane.
We're gonna mill ourselves. But wouldn't that be an epic way to go out? Dying from value. Alright. Where's Titania? Is Titania in here? Or not Titania? Right now, yeah, it is Titania. I can't. We do have 4 lands in our graveyard, so I'll cast a Dollhouse of Horrors. Blossoming Tortoise. Forgot about this part of Gix. Scardex, like I've never seen this done. We're gonna cast a bunch of things for free. There's Sunder. Get rid of our Dollhouse. Fun. Take an Argoth. Seed of Hope. Get there. Get Carnosaur. Blossoming Tortoise. There are 13 cards left. This is crazy. You know what we need? We really need like an overrun effect just to like wall up our opponent once and for all. Could run like Nissa, but Nissa cares about we have a Titan in our graveyard. Just go ahead and use it, I think. Great. 4/4. I should probably blow up this thing. Their dollhouse, and then maybe put a shield counter on. What do I want to put shield counter on exactly? Maybe our big Titan of Industry and just like swing in. Sounds fun. And then swing. I think we can't like just sit around and stalemate too long because we're losing the stalemate. Because we just lost a bunch of cards out of our library thanks to our opponent stealing them for free. Might play the Spelunking just in case we hit a Titania, because then we can have a massive trampling threat. Interesting. Doesn't really matter what order we choose. Just killed it. There's a bunch of their board. I could try and find Titania with this.
So many. Nature has not abandoned me.
Grab it, I guess. Play this. Hopefully we find Titania. It's not Titania. Do we want to put it onto the battlefield? Actually, yes. Because then we can flash in a Rattleworm. I mean, they'll know it's coming, but it doesn't really matter. The sneaky reach is so sneaky with the giant freaking crossbows they plant all over their face. These both have reach. Maybe they just plan to kill one with a... Seems like a lot of misplays, but what do I know? How many lands are in our graveyard? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We actually win! Holy crap! Mono green! It's OP! Please nerf! Nice. Okay, this hand... 3-drop, a 4-drop, and 2 7-drops is maybe a little less of a good curve. Alright, we got some cards that we can curve out. Rattleworm or Tortoise? Rattleworm or Tortoise? Rattleworm is a better body. Play this. Nah, don't really need another Smuggler surprise. Let's get and find us cards, or we can just put 2 big creatures on the battlefield, because we are playing big creatures, so it's not terrible in the deck. Opponent's playing Demir. Very creative of them. So honestly, we'll probably just use a Smuggler Surprise to try and draw cards. Phyrexian. So maybe we are not... Oh, wait a minute. Are we reenacting the crime, or what are we playing? I don't understand why they would be playing Cavern of Souls here, but... They gotta be reenact the crime deck with like draw discard. Which means we're gonna have a problem. They could also be push pull deck. They might be playing both of them. Push pull is a card that I should probably build a deck around. It's pretty fun sometimes. Alright, Titan is better to cast, Vaultborn is better to... Or sorry, Titan is better to reanimate, Vaultborn is better to cast. If that made sense. Yeah, you can just go to the graveyard. I just kind of want to find more lands. To be honest. You can either flash in the Colossus here, or Colossal Rataworm, or we can just ramp into a Vaultborn next turn. Turn 5 Vaultborn. We somehow managed to hit like all of our caves, which I'm kind of baffled by. Or not caves, our deserts. Okay. They're playing blue. So. What's the over-under on them having a counterspell? Really high, but you know. Only live. Okay. Sure. I'll take it. I will take it. Okay, they could hit Itsugu with an ill-timed explosion angle. Vaultborn's gonna die, but we're gonna draw a card regardless. Oh, are they reanimation combo? That wouldn't be too unbelievable. Conspiracy Unravel allows you to chain together breach the multiverses, which is pretty gross. Alright. This is just an artifact, it's not a construct, but it's fine. We will go ahead and return Titan of Industry and then make a 4/4 and put a shield counter. Shield counter on what? Probably this. Just because it's the thing that draws us cards and is a 6/6 compared to the 1/1 Titan. That was pretty fun. Now, do we just die? This is the question. Uh-oh. Yeah, they have the combo. So, if they get like a breach, they could just combo off at some point. Man, I wish I had like more ways to give my creatures haste. Oh, wait a minute. I have a solution. We just reanimate multiple things. Create a 4/4 shield counter. Draw a card. And then when we reanimate another thing, we get to this will also fill our graveyard more, so we can hit more things to reanimate later. We'll have 2 hasters. Still not enough. Oh yeah. Alright, well, GG's opponent. If you have it, you have it. Let's see if they... Nope. They died to their pain land. That is... as funny. We made a deck that was similar to this. Similar to our opponents, where it's uses Breach the Multiverse, Repository Scab, and Conspiracy Unraveler to just endlessly breach the multiverse, and you basically mill out your opponent. So the way it works is You breach the multiverse, you like reanimate Conspiracy Unraveler, and then Conspiracy Unraveler basically allows you to cast spells by exiling cards from your graveyard, and breach fills your graveyard so that you can easily do so. And then you just need to have like Repository Scab in your hand, or like there's many ways you can end up starting the combo, but the way it ultimately ends up working is you play Repository Scab, you get back to breach, and then you just breach and return Repository Scab every single time, and then Repository Scab exploits itself, sending itself back to the graveyard to be reanimated, and also returns your breach to your hand. So that was our opponent's game plan. We managed to stop them by killing them. Alright, well, that's gonna do it for our mono green Reanimator deck. I accidentally clicked into playing another game, and then I immediately lost to mono red like turn 4. Actually, it was technically like a Rakdos because they had a Callous Cell Sword and they flung it at my face to finish me off. But yeah, we did lose against mono red in the video. I just want to keep the video short, so I didn't end up recording it because I meant to just go to the deck list. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, consider liking, subscribing, all that good stuff. Helps out a ton. Let me know in the comments, what decks are you playing around with? What cards are you still playing around with from Outlaws of Thunder Junction? Have a nice morning, evening, night, afternoon, wherever and whenever you're watching. Ciao.